So on the weekends, I go down to this juvenile justice center for school, and I counsel kids that are in jail. And sometimes this drive takes about 40 minutes, and it can be a little depressing at times because, even though I like what I do, nobody likes driving down to a jail every weekend. One of the great things I get to see every day that I come down is I get to watch the sunrise. And I've always been a fan of watching sunrises. There's something kind of beautiful about a sunrise that you don't really get with the sunset. The thing with the sunrise is, one, it's something that sometimes people don't usually see because everybody likes to sleep in. The sunset you're going to see probably most of the time because you're up and about during the day. That's something you're more likely to see. But really, I know it's cloudy today, but even, when it comes to the sunrise, people may not get to really see it that often and really fully appreciate watching darkness turn into light. Most of the time we see the light turn into darkness. This week, if you haven't been living in a hole or been completely off the grid, there's a school shooting this week in Florida. There's been a lot of kind of bickering back and forth on, what gun laws to implement, what gun laws not to implement. And to a degree, it seems like the sorrow and the pain that people are experiencing has been pushed aside, and we're going to try and fix a complex problem with simple answers. On top of that, when I look at my Facebook newsfeed, I've seen a lot of sorrow. I've had friends lose family members this week. I have a friend right now who's really sick. I have another friend whose child is really, really sick. And it just doesn't seem like things are going good. It doesn't seem like there's anything really positive out there. And one of the downsides of the technological world that we live in is we are quickly aware of anything negative. We are quickly aware of anything that's bad in the world because we have instant access to communication. This is something that, generations in past, if a family member of a friend passed away, you might hear about it from talking to them months after the fact. Maybe you'd get a letter, or maybe, a random phone call, but there would be a time difference. Now, when people are going through trials, or when a whole community is suffering, you find out instantly. And one of the things you quickly realize, there's a lot of bad things happening to a lot of people at any given time. So it sometimes feels like there's a lot of negativity everywhere. One thing I want you to be aware of is we in this life have very little control of the things around us. Sometimes evil is going to have its day. Sometimes sorrow and pain are going to make 24 hours feel like a lifetime. And so, what I want to talk about today is a little bit of hope. Hope is powerful. Hope is paradigm shifting. Hope gives you a reason. Hope gives reason to your reason. Hope makes you stand up straight Hope helps you to keep going when everything in your mind and your body and your soul are telling you not to. When everything is telling you to give up, hope says, you know what? I'm going to keep going, even if it's a waste of my time. And so, it's kind of one of the reasons why I really like watching the sunrise. Because the sunrise, it's an indication of a new day. The sunrise, it destroys the darkness. But the thing with the sunrise, the tough part about a sunrise is a night can feel really, really long. There are some nights, some days that I've gone through where it just seems like whatever I'm going through, whatever hurt, sadness, frustration, anger, it just feels like it's going to be there forever. And then on top of that, I see people I care about going through the same thing at the same time. And it makes you wonder, like, why are we even here? What is the point of getting up in the morning when all I see is darkness? When I see even shades of gray, and gray's a little bit of a monster in itself, because it makes you feel like that there's light out there, but it just adds more gloom. And so the tough part, when you're going through those long struggles, when those nights seem like they're going to last forever, is it takes having hope and knowing that a future is possible. One of the things they teach you in psychology and counseling, and I've had to deal with this in a few different jobs, is when you're dealing with a suicidal client, if they're not feeling hopeful, if they've lost any sense of hope, then that's a big danger sign. And I'm going to talk about suicide very briefly, and don't take any of this too much to heart. This is just very surface level information. But one of the things that even a suicidal client is looking for is they're looking for some sort of sunrise. They're looking for something new, because the current paradigm, whatever they're dealing with, whether it's a biological issue, social issues, whatever it is, they're looking to start something new. Granted that the newness, that their method is catastrophic, but what they're looking for is the same thing that we are all looking for in some ways, is we're looking for the dawn. We're looking for light to pierce through the darkness. We're looking for light to destroy the night. And the only way we can do that is if we have hope. Because darkness, right now it gets dark at about 6. And as you can see, the sun's barely up, and it's 8 o'clock now. So that's, a little bit over 12 hours before you really get the power of the light. And even today it's cloudy, so the light's dimmed. So there's a lot of time when it's dark. But the darkness is going to come whether I like it or not. Night comes because that's just what night's supposed to do. But what gets you through it, what's going to help you get through it, is hope and looking for that beautiful sunrise. Looking for that moment when the light pierces through the darkness. Whatever darkness is in your life, let the light pierce through it. Find your hope, your reason to keep going, because eventually dawn will come. Dawn will come. Thank you.